This video is brought to you by Fizzy Drinks, because why drink water when you can drink gas? Round 38, day 1, and I know what you're thinking. 3 days, really? That's it? Yes, there are jokes to be made about how short that was. Go ahead and make them. I'll give you a moment.
3 days!
And we're back. So, let's start with what happened. The physical symptoms of withdrawal caught up to me, and the really annoying thing, especially about this time of year, in this particular year, is that a lot of the physical symptoms of withdrawal share similarities with some of the symptoms of seasonal allergies, as well as the laundry list of growing symptoms for COVID-19. I justified it in my head that we should go through and try to eliminate at least one or two of the options, and after a rather sizable burrito and cerveza, I determined that yes, it was withdrawal, not allergies or COVID. So, we are starting over. This is a new round, and let's jump right into the swing of things. So today we are going to be discussing a suggestion that was made back on the first video to talk about things that we really don't do anymore for each other. And the things that are going to be brought up on this list, a lot of them are, well, COVID-centric. The wonderful thing about social distancing is that it has pushed us farther apart from each other, and we can't touch each other anymore. And this could be physically, or just reaching out to other people, and it is a bit of a shame. So hopefully when all is said and done, and we are no longer in the state of fear from pandemic, we can go back to doing some of these things proper. The first thing I want to talk about is, I have props. Hugs. Everybody likes hugs, right? Hugs. One of the greatest ways to show somebody that they matter to you is to wrap your arms around them and squeeze the ever-living daylights out of them. And unfortunately, you can only do that when you're trying to maintain at least 6 feet of distance from everything. But perhaps one of the saddest things about what's going on in the world right now is that there are people that are laid up in the hospital that could really use a hug, and for that matter, there are loved ones that all you really want to do is at least have the chance to hold them one more time. A lot of people don't get that chance anymore. So when all this is cleared up, make sure that you take the time to just squeeze someone appropriately. Get consent. Don't be a douche. So the next thing that has kind of gone to the wayside over recent years, actually, this has not just been a COVID thing, but for the past decade or so, random greeting cards, or letters or notes. Now, without getting into the politics, yeah, the Postal Service has gone downhill and they could really use a hand. So take some time and write a letter or the next time you're wandering through the grocery store, or just any store that happens to sell a greeting card, pick one up, send it to a loved one. You don't really need a reason. I mean, yeah, sure, you could text or send a message via any other internet-based app, but it's not the same. No. Most of you still send greeting cards for things like birthdays and holidays, and we all know what it's like to receive one of those. That feeling of, it's a tangible way to say that, I still think about you, and we should be doing that more often, but we don't. And I get it, it's a convenience thing. It's a lot easier, it's a lot faster to send a greeting electronically, but sometimes it's nice to come home and check the mail, see it sitting there. It's a good feeling. It's a warm and fuzzy. So, try it sometime. The next thing is a bit near and dear to me. It's a fat joke. And it's communal coffee and donuts, or anything of the like, really. That's another thing that's gone the wayside thanks to COVID. Can't really gather around. So, even just getting around the water cooler's a thing of the past now. And I've worked in the hospitality industry for roughly 7 years. And this year, it's still kind of hard to grasp that we can't really do something as simple as enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning with a group of friends or a couple of family members or something like that. We're at a point now where we have to get it and go. We can't stick around. We can't linger. We can't socialize. Now that part of life is kind of missing right now. And that's coming from somebody that really doesn't like to socialize. So the fact that I'm missing it, I think that kind of says something. The last thing that I want to talk about is the handshake, and to a lesser extent, the bow. Now, growing up Korean, bowing was a very important thing culturally. Anytime that you would greet an elder, or even just cross paths, you bowed. And it didn't have to be, like getting up on stage and bending over as far as you could. No, it was just a simple, head nod. Basically, you were just showing that you were acknowledging that that you respect someone, and that goes hand in hand with the handshake. People don't shake hands anymore. Well, obviously we can't shake hands anymore, but say last year, or even before that, shaking hands with someone is kind of disappointing, because a lot of people don't know how to shake hands properly. There is a proper way to shake a hand, and it's not supposed to be a squeezing match. It's not a tug of war, and it's definitely not some limp-wristed, just putting it out there kind of thing. No, it's you grab their hand. It's firm, maybe a gentle squeeze, but it's again an acknowledgement that you're acknowledging that the person exists and you respect them, and it's gone. Now, I can't remember the last time that I shook someone's hand and it felt proper. It sounds kind of silly, but that's where we are today. Hopefully, it does make a comeback and we can actually properly show respect to each other again. At least one of those two methods. It'd be nice. So, that was a little bit of a rough list to get through. And like I said, a lot of it does have to deal with the fact that we can't be close anymore for now. But once everything does clear up and we're able to get all touchy and feely again, don't be afraid to. No, don't take it for granted. Give your loved ones a hug. And in the meantime, send them a card. Send them some flowers. You can do donuts by mail now, too, so do that. Do something. Show people that you care. And you can show me you care by leaving some additional suggestions, feedback, comments, questions, jokes, whatever. And I look forward to doing the next video here. I don't know when, but soon. Thank you.